best of 3 and spawning here in the bottom right. He's down 1 in the series. We'll see if he can bring it back. I'd say this is definitely a better map for what you'd have to worry about cheese-wise. It's going to be the Red Zerg player, Dimaga.
The top right has the Blue Terran. It's MarineLord.
So for many different reasons, it's very unfortunate this ended up being vertical spawns for both players, really. But it's better than horizontal, and for MarineLord's sake, it's better than cross. Dimaga, I think, has got a better fighting chance here. There's gold bases to take advantage of. It's really easy to creep up the map. But the same early game weaknesses still present themselves. Hellbat pushes are really strong. Banshees get to the base so quickly. If you try and rush mutas, you might not even get them in time.
Yeah. Kind of feel like we don't see this map enough, and some people have been getting lucky enough to get cross, not horizontal or vertical. But vertical, well, the Overlord's gonna see it first, so good job, Dimaga, for going vertical first. There's no proxies or anything, not like you really can on Infernal Pools. I guess some people might have a 2-base or 2 racks proxy in the middle of the map. That's such a popular build on Frost. I miss that map. It was pretty. Frost
was I don't know, it had very different thirds and fourths than what the game's kind of evolved into now, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm sorry, I think about every game I've played and cast where Broodlords come into play on that map, and you're just like, oh, you get to just sit there outside my third, do you? That's great.
Really? You had problems with Broodlords at that time? You also go mech, I guess.
Yes.
It was okay.
not a lot of fun, because that was also before the... I think that was before the combined upgrades, wasn't it? I can't remember if it was that long ago or not.
Well, Frost was on the map pool for a long time, so maybe at the very beginning.
Yeah, anyways, I'm a terrible player. Regardless, it's just, that map has bad memories for me.
Speaking of mech, and as this is just a regular opener, in that post that David Kim made, he said that they were thinking about what to do in response to this feedback, and they made like a bullet point. It was kind of a odd way to do things, to format things. But anyways, he was like, we split the upgrades in mech because people said that you can't go bio. And I was like, wait, so you've
just written off bio entirely.
You nerfed mech so people will play bio? Why don't you buff bio so people will play bio?
Oh, see, I actually interpret that differently. I read that as like, okay, we're just going to completely write off the fact that you'd have to go bio. So instead of investing in 2 upgrades through bio and mech, then you've got to do mech and air.
Oh, well, okay. Either one still, I don't appreciate it.
Yeah, I can't say I'm on board, but either way, Dimaga taking a little bit of heat here. Speed's already begun. Queen should be able to fend off 2 Reapers, but of course if a 3rd one comes in, that's where it gets quite messy. Good control out of MarineLord, by the way. Getting a little bit ballsy with those Reapers.
The 3rd Reaper's on its way. It's not a bad map for Reapers because there's an opener in the there's an opening in the main that's being protected by Lings right now. But even more so, there's a lot of natural space. Just a lot of space here natural. So the Reapers can get up the ramp and dance around like that, where on other maps sometimes they really can't. Once they're up a ramp, they're being attacked by Queens immediately. So this Queen's a little scared, and rightfully so. Just run away with the drones, and then doesn't die.
Even just killing that 3rd Reaper, that's enough to really stop this from getting out of hand. Speed's going to finish up in just a second's time, so Dimaga comfortably goes back to droning again. For him, he's thinking, man, this game's a lot easier to play when you've got more than 11 drones.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? But for MarineLord, getting away with 2 Reapers was perfectly timed. It's just a good idea, because now they're going to pair up with the Hellions and just add a little bit of health to the push. And of course, if you do this, the Banshee follow-up is very, it's just common. It's popular, it's good. You're gonna have basically the strongest harassment units all combined together, and you're gonna be really annoying with them. You might even really start the ball rolling, especially if you don't have an armory. That's when it's really, really sucky for a Zerg player. But not the case for MarineLord. If he does put on an armory, it's gonna be like a later Hellbat push, as he already is on his 3rd CC. The Overlord sees everything, by the way. He doesn't have any Marines to kill it.
That kind of is fortunate for Dimaga, I guess. He just gets to chill. His Marine pops out. Actually, probably won't even be able to get it. I don't know. It'll probably be one of those like get away with 4 health things. Yo, I miss who's the best at calling Overlord deaths that I ever knew in StarCraft?
Who?
Masan. Yo, rip because he plays Hearthstone now, right? But Masan would not only always be able to tell if the Overlord would get away or not, he would almost, every time we cast with him accurately, within like 10 health, guess how much health the Overlord was going to have. He'd be like, oh, this Overlord's going to go with 64 health. It'd be like, 62 or something. And I'd be like, wow, how did you do that? Are you a magician? Are you a wizard? What the fuck?
Magic. Well, this is a little annoying. Lings gets almost twisted.
Gold base under a lot of pressure though. Queen's slowly pushing to come defend it. It should be saved, but still, having this at half health is not... Oh, at least we can give up. Is it screw it? Now we're saving.
But it is worth saving.
I guess the argument for this was either he was waiting for Lings or he had considered there would be Banshees on the way. And losing Queens here would be potentially dangerous if he has no anti-air elsewhere. Either way, I mean, this is kind of messy. It's a fairly important base to take, not just because it's your third, because it's gold, and you want to mine this base out fast as hell as a Zerg player. The faster you mine it out, the less you'll have to worry about those cliff attacks later on. Oh, it's just barely out of range, that's fine. I was wondering what was going on with this.
Yeah. So he also just barely saves it, but it is a low hatchery, you know?
Oh, he's
calls
gonna have
up
to
with
transfuse it. He's gonna have to transfuse it.
But he's placed it on creep tumors. No!
Dimaga! Why you do this thing? He still has one transfuse. Not popping because he's busy focusing on the other side of the map trying to get top of Hellions.
Oh dear God, but he's gonna lose all of his lings.
So he loses all of his lings and loses his hatchery for this. The ultimate not worth it.
Oh God, oh no, this is a pretty bad spot. I mean, losing a third in general, like you need a third right now. It's 10 minutes, you're a Zerg player, you need it. MarineLord's about to get to his own third. His Hellions are still alive and he just took down like 30 lings. Like a third being taken right now is not that dangerous.
Yeah, resources lost here in the bottom right, guys, reflecting pretty heavily the way this has been going. Poor Dimaga just kind of struggling. Banshee get a couple of kills, nothing too dangerous in the main, but still, kills are kills when you're down to 36. And Dimaga, you know, if this was most other Zerg players, you take a look at someone like Snoot, he's probably like 100 drones by now, right? Third base, happily mine. There's some players who just get away with it, but Dimaga's been forced to make so many lings, kind of consequently give away a lot of lings, so many extra queens. He just hasn't had the money to drone.
Well, the mutas are gonna come out, and that's gonna give him an opportunity to try and make things right, kill his own SUVs, and maybe lift that command center from the third base, which MarineLord is so confident in this game, he's getting a gold base. This is usually even more abusable with that cliff with mutas, so it's quite bold to take it, but he's gonna try. I have to imagine that Dimaga is just gonna try and all in off of this too. Like, there's still no Evo chamber, so I might just be like pushing that off for a very, very long time, but they're gonna be quite late. As opposed to, you know, that was Macaron, he could just try and harass a little the mutas and then bam, surprise MarineLord with a lot of banelings. The tactic has worked before, it'll work again. And it just, even though you should expect it, a lot of people just don't, you know? Like, oh, I'm totally winning this game. Oh no, they all end me. What a surprise.
I want the mutas to be the saving grace so badly, just because I feel for Dimaga. You know, I was an old school Dimaga fan, guys. Him and Happy Zerg were some of my favorite European Zergs back in the day type thing. And you know, with Dimaga, there was a point in his career where he was so badass. He got a WCS, he was rocking it and rolling it, but like, this is not that same Dimaga that I once knew. Still like watching him play, but this has been a bit rough for him.
And he did get those Evo chambers, so these mutas really do have to do a lot of work. Those upgrades are going to be severely behind. MarineLord, I mean, there's still a chance that Dimaga, like his creep spread, that's one thing going for him. That's pretty good creep spread. So Dimaga is going to be able to have some time before he really has to deal with this push, but that's, it's still like their control of this game is heavily in MarineLord's hands, and the mutas have to go back home to help out defending, and then they die. Oh no, that's like game. That was like that was the only thing he had to do any damage, to take control, to do counterattacks, and now it's really just creep spread. He's like, thank God I had good creep spread. Yeah, that's it. The drops are going to the main. And I don't believe Dimaga saw that. Or he did, and they thought they were going to go and attack the fourth, so Lings are still out of position either way.
Nah, this is... You know, it's not Lings he needs, it's Banelings, it's Mutalisks, and he's got some Banelings, he's just really late to the party. The macro hatchery would have been a great way to start getting back into this game, truthfully. Just get that larva, get that supply count up, but army supply at 90 to 29, Banshee's still just wreaking havoc on this side of the map. It's doomsday.
I love that he saved the Banshees. Finally one goes down, but it was like, yay, go us.
Well, what's impressive about this game isn't just that MarineLord won, right? Like, there wasn't a lot of cheese involved or anything like that, but he did this with, like, a really cost-effective game. Look at what he's lost so far this game. Almost nothing when it comes to units. So, well played by MarineLord. We will wish him the best of luck, because we're going to kind of set him go, and we said we wouldn't reveal too many of his builds today, so we'll wish him